Hi everybody, Leah Lloyd here. Thank you for purchasing my book Emotional Infertility and for joining me for this tapping session. This session will be very broad and general as a starting point for tapping for infertility. And if you've been doing tapping for a while, if you know how to do it, then you may find this is a little bit too basic for you. But it doesn't hurt to go through it anyway, because you might find that there's some things that come up that you haven't considered before that actually could be a bit of a belief system for you. It may also just be a good refresher for tapping if you haven't done it for a while. And if you're completely new to it, just follow through, copy what I say, and you might like to have a notebook and a pen handy so that as you tap, if things come up for you that you hadn't thought of before, or maybe some of the points are things you knew were an issue and other ideas come to you while you tap that you will then need to go and tap further on afterwards. So it's really handy to have a notebook ready to just jot down ideas as you go. You can't get tapping wrong, so please don't worry that you're not doing it right, or if it feels hard, if it feels silly. I know when I started tapping it felt really silly to be there tapping away on my face, but it's amazing how effective it is. If you want some more information on the science behind it and how it actually works, head over to thetappingsolution.com. I have found it to be an amazing resource for information, and I quite often refer back to them still now, or refer other people to them for further help. So please head over to their website and have a look if you would like some more information or need some tapping scripts on other topics. So we're just going to tap through. As I said, this will be very generic, just as a way to really show you how to tap and to perhaps raise some ideas around issues that may be a problem around emotional infertility for you. So let's get started. So we always start with the karate chop point here on the back of your hand, and just gently tapping. You don't want this to be painful, particularly if you're tapping for a while, so just gentle tapping. And we just start with the setup statement 3 times. So repeating after me, or changing the words to suit you if you feel confident to do that. So even though I've been told I'm infertile, I love and accept myself deeply and completely. And even though I desperately want a baby, I love and accept myself deeply and completely. And even though I don't know how this fertility journey will end, I love and accept myself deeply and completely. Taking a deep breath. I want you to jot down just in your journal before we go any further, where is your stress level sitting around this issue of being infertile? 10 is the most stressed you can imagine, 0 is none. So just write down that number, because that's a good gauge as we go through to see if the tapping's helping, or if you need to perhaps delve a little deeper into what's happening. So starting at the inner eye. I'm infertile. Outer eye. How can this be? Under eye. This makes me feel so sad. Under the nose. And I feel helpless. Under the mouth. Because I desperately want to be a parent. Collarbone. But apparently I'm infertile. Under the arm. And I feel so lost. Top of the head. And completely out of control of this situation. I'm infertile. But I want a baby. And it hurts. I feel so sad. My heart aches. Some days I feel angry. Some days I feel resentful. Some days I'm fearful. Some days I'm just sad. Sometimes I feel nothing at all. Because that's easier than feeling the pain that comes with infertility. That sick feeling in my tummy that I may never be a parent. It just fills me with sadness. Did I do something wrong? Did I do this? Was it something I ate? Did I work too hard? Was it a medication I took? Maybe an illness I've had in the past. Was I on the pill too long? Was it my vaccinations? Did I do something wrong? Did I wait too long? Am I too old? Am I too overweight? Am I too underweight? Do I not exercise enough? Do I exercise too much? Have I done something wrong? Do I deserve this? Is this karma for something I've done in the past? For the person I've been in the past? Do I deserve this? Is infertility my punishment for something I did? Do I deserve this infertility? Is my body sabotaging me? Is my body rejecting a baby? Is it all in my head? Why aren't I getting pregnant? Why can't I stay pregnant? Why am I infertile? I don't want this to be my story. Because this story is just too painful. Taking a deep breath in, letting it out. Note now where your number is, where you started at and what it is now. Has it come down? Has it gone up? Sometimes it can go up as you start to process things and really feel that emotion. And if that's the case, just please keep going. We go through kind of our negatives and our innermost thoughts and feelings, and the more specific you can be and the more honest you can be with yourself and how you're feeling and where you feel that in your body, the more effective it's going to be. You might find that you have very quick shifts. As you go through tapping, you might find that some things take a lot longer to shift, and it might be that you're tapping on the same thing and nothing's moving, and you might need to delve a little bit further into that to kind of see if there's more to that point that you have to try and work through and change. And the best way to do that is with your journaling. In the book, we talk about journaling your thoughts and feelings and what you're going through and your emotions. And as you work through each chapter, different ideas might come up that you just don't even realize was a belief that you held. So working through the book and journaling is so important, because that's going to give you the information you need to come back and do your tapping. So when your stress level comes down to a 2 or less, and it may not get to that point this early on. So when you feel calm about your situation with your infertility, then you can move on to the positives. So we will start going through some of the positives now to show you how that works, but keeping in mind you may need to do more of the negatives. Keep going through those before you feel like you can move on. So starting at the inner eye again. I want to change my story. I'm going to give myself every opportunity to create a healthy body and a healthy mind, to give myself the best chance to be a parent. I will look at what I can change, and I'll accept what I can't. I will focus my energy where I have some control. I can clean up my diet. I can exercise. I can visit other specialists and natural health alternatives. There is help out there for me. And I will do everything within my means, financial, emotional, and physical, to change my infertility story to one with a happy ending, to the one where I become a parent. Because maybe it's possible. Just maybe, I can turn this story around. And I will do everything in my power to make that true. Big breath in. So depending on your circumstance, so you may not have a weight issue, you may be a perfect weight. You may not have irregular cycles, they may just be spot on every month. It may be that you exercise just the right amount. So there's aspects that just may not apply to you. For some of you, you just may not have any idea why you're not getting pregnant. And so if that's you, then please work through every chapter in that book and just see if something just, all of a sudden clicks or resonates for you, because you don't know what you don't know. And so through writing this book, I've spoken to so many people going through infertility, and it's amazing sometimes just these little beliefs that we hold that we didn't know that we hold. And there might be little minor things to do with your cycle that people just don't know. It may be that there's some aspect of your life that's just preventing you from having a baby that you just didn't know, and you can't be angry at yourself for not knowing what you don't know. So give yourself the best chance of making this work for you. Go use the tools, go through each chapter, do each activity in the book, even if it feels silly, or even if you think, look, this really doesn't apply to me. Just have a go at it anyway and see, because you just never know when you're going to find the key that opens that lock. So I wish you every luck and best wishes for this journey. Please let me know how you go. I love to hear your feedback, and know that everybody who reads this book is sending love to each and every one of you, wanting this same really wonderful outcome, which is that you get to be a parent at the end of this. And if you don't, I hope that the book can also bring you some comfort in knowing you have done absolutely everything in your power to try and make this happen for you, and you didn't do anything wrong. That is my main message I want you to take home. So stay in touch. I hope you love the book as much as I loved writing it, and thank you once again for supporting me in buying it. Thank you.